Hello and welcome. Let's look at this moon, the moon in Taurus, a full moon, yes indeed. And what we have now here is Scorpio and time of meaning and of creed and depth and strength and perseverance. And in some ways we have some interference, yes, from the shadow side that Scorpio may bring about. So what some people may experience here is, yes, a lot of lack and doubt and sadness and desire and despair. Oh, woe's me, my life is just not fair. So how do we make sense of this amazing and enticing Taurus moon? We have to be okay that some things truly are due or due quite soon. That means that we are talking of persistence and the understanding that there's no need now for any kind of shoving back and forth or any slim pretending as things have grown. They have outlasted us and they have overshadowed or overplayed ourselves. We have to see if things have really grown or turned out well, and also when there's something else. Sometimes we don't have that which we've desired. And maybe it's your industry that's making you feel small and cannot take you higher. Perhaps it is your spouse that keeps on laying down the rules, or something else. It can be lots of things. And can be pretty cool if you are open to establishing yourself anew. This Uranus Moon conjunction wants you to be true. It wants you to be safe as well as it is indeed in Taurus, but it wants everything well and to work out fine for us. It is as if this moon is an executive inspector thinking, God, I just want things to grow. I honestly just want the best for all. And all sometimes cannot be represented or respected. Individuals may fail. To be in closer knit groups may be of perspective, as Jupiter is simply caring more for that which is within a bound relationship together. Sometimes people do fly as if birds of a feather. There are definite realnesses and definite care made perfect for a group of 2 or 3 or more. So enterprises win this time. And yes, the law does favor most. A popular opinion, a popular respect. If you like to win big, sometimes it is more about the general cause and effect. And some of us do not really have that time or information to intertwine with other people and get that type of level interaction. And yes, sometimes a very zealous, cunning, and feeling person may indeed commit and want to be a very big phenomena right on the street. Somebody sometimes during such a time really fights for spirituality or human progress and other things within this human circus. Some people really want to get the most, and that will really show. So the truth here is, don't be too harsh if you have done some things for show. Just try to be for sure on that which you do have indeed. Otherwise, yes, some of your projects may not last out there in the human world, out on the street, out in front of someone else. They may not care simply because it's just not in their interest to. So flair does mean a popular demand, as we do have this fluctuating Pluto between Aquarius and Capricorn. And loud it may not be sometimes that which you're trying to make sense of in the end, because it either is or isn't now the end. It can't be made anew. It can't be respected any higher. You cannot represent yourself in much vaster array of color as your madness may expire. You can easily create something that will not last, or you can make a certain business way too fast. It's not very clear and it's not very caring to be doing things too rapidly and without fear and without history too. If you don't know how things work, maybe it's not up to you. The expert is seen in Scorpio in the end. The expert simply understands things as they are, friend. You see, it doesn't actually have to be that big a deal anymore. You don't have to knock down that closed or locked door. You just simply have to be you and very human. Because we're at the end of Scorpio, and here we do have something unique, as we do know it's Orpheus. It's Orpheus, my friend, not Scorpio indeed. So in a way, a lot of people do have greed. And what is this emotion for but trouble? Because people know that in some way they have respected themselves more than they're able to become, or they know that they're kind of second to none, but they simply can't understand how to work their way through. So Orpheus usually pushes a little on you if you're just a small fry, and it's absolutely okay. If you are a small guy in the group, hey, this doesn't have to be a strong or bad situation. Orpheus likes to laugh. It's all kind of about creativity and sensation. It never had to be any more than this. Some things are really just for enjoyment, money and power. Everything is just a game now for some. And projects will flower if you just treat them as that. Don't make it such a big deal after all. Your life doesn't probably depend on it. So drop your control and just regulate things on an easy and playful level. It's kind of like snowboarding or surfing, you know. And there's no saving that which has gone. You can't save a project that's just wrong. You can't put a person back into your life that's done. And sometimes we cannot commit to anything or anyone. Now, this is a very interesting phenomenon that's happening here. Maybe you don't need a spouse or a career. Maybe you don't need a house. Maybe you don't need a baby at all. Maybe you need something else. Maybe you are not in control for a really good reason. Territory may be controlling you too. So there's an algorithm. Sometimes people just simply don't need it in the end. So you don't have to fight so hard or to pretend that you know what you really care for, what you're talking about, because none of this is real in the end. It just, lots of doubt and sinful behavior too. And some of the stuff is just not up to you. The less things are up to you, the better. Quality of life you may have. That's just not something that we imagine. We think the more that I get, the more my fire will strengthen. But this is not how it works. Some of the time, it's not about what you've got or what goes. It is just about the innocence of being alive, because Taurus is a very innocent side. And so is Jupiter and Gemini. It's not really about having a laugh. It's just about being light-hearted and maybe a little light-headed, maybe a little tipsy, maybe a little weird. It's not about making sense or making mistakes or making it big. It's either you've got it or it's not going to happen today. And that's where people get really disheartened. And yeah, hey, why don't we just give it a break? Why don't you just enjoy it? What do you feel would give you the joy? Is it a piece of a beautiful cake? Is it a nice walk with someone you know? Is it holding hands? Is it holding hearts? Is it comedy show? Would you like a comedy show today? Maybe. Yay. Something very simple and very achievable, very enjoyable could be something that will not destroy you any more than that which you're trying to make yourself do. So that's the question that I am asking you is, what do you feel is going to happen if you just let go and enjoy the moment, the reason to be? Sometimes things are just meant to be free. Sometimes things are just meant to be flowing. Sometimes the world is just about enjoying. With this Venus now in Capricorn, yeah, we want something permanent. That is true. But Mercury is alivening us in Sagittarius. So yeah, how are you? Joke around, have some time with a friend. Maybe just spend some time together. You don't have to pretend that you're somebody and you got this and you made it big, because chances are you probably don't have those feelings just yet. It is so, and it's quite fine and respectable not to know if your life is actually going to be great in the end, or if it's just kind of like a mistake. If you've made a mistake or two, it's okay. Don't break that which you've done. Just make it okay that you can enjoy your life, even if there is kind of a shame sometimes in the mix. And it's not really your power that makes it outstanding. It's more like people and codepending. Sometimes it's more just about relaxing next to each other and understanding I never had to be more than I was. I just didn't see me clear. And sometimes this can change everything, your social life, your career, your dating perspectives can change so much more just by understanding where people are at inside, at the core. Maybe you just need several friends. Maybe you need several commitments. Sometimes people just have to have people together so that there's no resistance. So this resistance and choking on the truth or idea can sometimes be a person who's not really here. And in some questionable situations, you got to ask, am I really in the heart? Or am I stuck on something that's never enough? Am I going to do it better next time? Or am I simply wasting my light? The idea here basically is to be very breathtaking and fun and rock solid for you. And it's absolutely okay to be just in the mix and say, hey, how do you do? It's absolutely okay to crash a party and just to find somebody, take them for a spin, take them for a walk, take them for a dance. It's a nice time to sometimes take a chance, but keep it quiet. You do have your own personality, and within no regret, I would say it, sometimes we don't really want to come out of that box or cling. If you're really clingy with other people, maybe that is not clean. Sometimes people don't really care about you because you are too tight and your grip is too thorough. And people can tell a person without power or that's trying to get power from you. So this is like a social question mark. So socially, psychologically, how do you do? Do you feel that you're really clingy sometimes? Do you have a feeling that you sometimes entertain not that it, which is nice? Do you kind of try to make it into something that it's not? Do you believe that somebody's beautiful because they're hot with desire and passion and certain type of gravity? Are you looking for trauma or drama or red flags or some kind of calamity? So these are just social psychological questions maybe to answer for you. Are you socially well adept? Or are you kind of new? Do you understand people? Not really. Eros is in the sky in the first degrees of Sagittarius. Heroes. People want to be something else. They want to be really big and raw, but unfortunately, not everybody gets a chance to explore that side of themselves. As we do want more. And sometimes people will say they need less just to get some more in the end. They'll play it down just to get the best. And that sometimes can happen, so cheating and lying and stealing and such. But this is not where we want to go here in this conversation because this is not the best of the bunch. So let's look at the hero. Who is the hero for you? Maybe it is your dad or your mom or your sister or brother too. Maybe it's just your community heroes at the end of the day. Or maybe it's just the way that you like to play. Maybe life is a game of superheroes to you, which is absolutely okay. A hero within you may give something else at this time. They may have a completely different color or system of consciousness. They may have a completely different vibe, tribe, or generosity, but awesomeness actually comes from the root system after all. If you don't have a root system, I'd be surprised. So that's the downfall of Western society, because not a lot of us understand ourselves in and out. And that's because hospitality is being more important than being a real, true person inside of you. So maybe this is what this moon can give to you, a certain type of closure on where you are in the world and who you're coming from and where you are going. Because I know it is boring, but sometimes ethnic or indigenous rights are really, important. And it is a worrying that people don't remember that at the end of the day, we don't have anything else but our root system. And when we do understand, sometimes it's too late. Like there's war or famine or something like that, some stuff that's been happening as of late. People don't like it when it comes around, but then we ask why. And the idea is not to ask, just to know that it happens all the time. If you don't have a significant enough root system connection, it is very easy to get sick and to have certain types of infections. It's easy to just sit there on the ground and do nothing at all. But if you really got yourself together, you are in control. So health and longevity, Uranus too, regenerative agent will help you improve, as Uranus is a great master of connection. Because if you don't want to feel sick or sad or distant, maybe you need a certain realignment which will help you with your material aspects and your future projection. You don't have to do it all at once, of course, as it is a lot on offer. But I would probably suggest leaving things as they are and just sort of mellowing through this kind of moon. But offer yourself a bit more, get yourself a bit stronger, maybe a little bit lazier, because this time is getting strong and it's getting crazier and crazier. So what we basically need to do is to have a really good, strong system and heart. And it is very easy for your world to fall apart if you don't have good health and good hygiene and diet and things like that. So please make sure that the healthiness of your choices is still part of the cause and effect. And yes, try not to flirt with desire, because either way, it's not going to take you where you want to be. It is going to unwind you and feel like you're going somewhere, but further, you might not see where or why you are. So try not to get sold out and don't fall into criticism. Try to be strong and have no doubt. And this may start from the inside. And maybe you already know. And some people won't. But it is about your own self-control. And yeah, Manipura, the idea of the solar plexus expanding you past your previous state of repeating a system, may help you evolve. So it's not about learning to listen and trying to be kind of the same as each other. It's actually about having a soul and not being bothered with how people know you or not, and not having to have them around. It's all just a fluffy idea in the end, unless you have physical proof and real cultural lack of doubt. So it is just about being sturdy and really in control and allowing that which is you and part of your soul to be part of the next situation or vision. And this will give you a better cosmic decision. It is going to help you grow. So if you have a root system and you really, really do know who you are and how far you have come as a human, then all of the other stuff is just meaningless. It's whether you see it or not. And it is a dubious person that doesn't understand what a great treasure they've got. If you're embodied, if you have a body, you already have such an amazing treasure. And nobody knows it sometimes till it's gone. But my main connection to this chart is to get that which you know and to really build upon that which feels good, sturdy and sophisticated. So, you know, you don't have to get like a big TV or a toilet seat that's gold plated. You don't have to have a Lamborghini or anything like that. It's just about having all your problems solved. And it is about care. And maybe it's about asking God or other people. Maybe it is about somebody being there. Maybe it's about meanings that sometimes people carry within themselves and each other. But in some cases, people simply do not have to bother because they know who they are. And inside, everything joins in the end, which is Orpheus. And you don't have to pretend, you don't have to see anybody, you don't have to date, you don't have to buy junk food and masturbate, you don't have to go to the party alone or with anybody. You simply are unique because you have a body. So Orpheus is just about generation of personal wealth and empowerment, and a strategy that is more about allowing that which is real to be that which it is, which is about the negative and the positive charge, and the mind being two. And then everything else is just up to you. So the DNA strand, the Orpheus way, is just to understand that which is right and that which will stray by default. So your pineal gland should be wide open and aware. And it's just understanding what is and what isn't there. It's just automatic choice. It is seeing the world with your eyes and understanding everything with all of your senses comprised into one awesome, amazing decision. That's all, you guys. It's just about having a new vision. Sometimes it's having new form to that which you do, just to yourself or to your heart. And it's just kind of knowing, like getting the world. You know what it's about because you really get you. And then everything that you do is entirely up to you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. If you do like my little vlog, well, you can recommend it to somebody else. I also do art stuff. and such. And I trust you'll probably find a lot on my website indeed. Thanks a lot for joining today. Full respect. And I wish you all the best. Plant your seed. Enjoy this magnificent full and voluptuous moon. Polina signing off, and I'll see you real soon. Thank you. Bye.